no longer, like the EPS or the register, a legal obligation of the EPO, but at the EPO, we feel extremely responsible since decades for collecting data from quite a lot of patent offices, more than 90 patent offices. We collect this data, we process it, and we make it available to you. I will show you a few things later on. So these are our, again, entry-level products in our world of patent data. On top of these products, we have a number of other products which are meant to be maybe more for experts or for different businesses. I take the one in blue, for example, which is a very interesting complement to the publication server. And we have achieved an interesting thing this year as far as EPAB, as far as EP patent documents are concerned. You can now search the full text of all EPA and B documents from EP number 1 that was published in 1978. There is also an interesting complement to the register, which allows you to carry out more detailed searches in the procedural and the legal status data of the EPO. GPI, which was mentioned by Arvin, we think that it is an extremely relevant complement to ESPASnet as soon as you are facing limits in ESPASnet, for example, limits in terms of amount of keywords you would like to enter, titles or abstract keywords, or in terms of amounts of CPC and or IPC symbol you would like to use. So GPI in that case could be an interesting complement also because it includes a number of visualization features. Another product which is quite alone on the right hand side is PatStat, and this is a unique product at the EPO, and we think that it is a very good product principally for statisticians. It is updated twice a year, and in the context of patent intelligence, we think that this product could be extremely useful. For example, for helping you to produce patent landscape reports. Imagine that you have to create a landscape report, so you have to search, you have to maybe visualize your data, you have to analyze the data, and you have to prepare a nice report that will be provided to your user. The user could be the ones who have to take decisions, business decisions. So we think that this product, PatStat, could help the decision-making process. On top of these products, or in addition to these products that are meant to be used by humans, we also have a number of products for machines, the so-called web services. There is one which is very well known at the EPO, OPS. It is quite intensively used by the patent information user community, and it allows you to fetch automatically data in our worldwide repository, whether it is full text data, legal status data, bibliographic data. All that data could be automatically fetched from OPS. Another web service less known is the one linked to the publication server. Actually, it allows you, for example, imagine every Wednesday just after 2 p.m. you could have a program fetching automatically the EP documents of the week. We also have raw data, and well, of course, the raw data, for example, I mean, most of the commercial providers are purchasing this raw data to create their own database. Okay, so this is again our portfolio of patent information products. I would like now, and I hope it will work, show you something live. a few words about our more advanced products. The first one, you see the list at the bottom. We have 4 or 5 databases. The first one at the top of the list actually is this EPAB product. It's a free of charge product, and it allows you to search the full text of all EP A and B publications. That's, for information, quite a big difference if we compare this with ESPASnet, for example, because in ESPASnet there is also a database which allows you to search EP documents, but only the A documents. Global Patent Index is one database, and also you see the two ones at the bottom, PatStat, with 2 yearly editions. You see on the right-hand side of that list, there is an info. This is a link to actually a fact sheet on the web where you could, for example, request a free trial for GPI and or PatStat. Now let's have a look at ESPASnet. All right, this is ESPASnet in its so-called advanced search mode, and I would like to show you what François Régis just said. So I think that I have a number of colleagues who were working very hardly the last days and nights, and they managed to load what we have just got from the Indian Patent Office. So I will run a very simple search just to show you what we have in this ESPASnet database. So I enter, for example, in the publication number field, the country code for India, which is IN, of course. And let's limit the scope of our search to documents published in 2015. I press enter. Okay, so, and the very good news is that we have approximately 26,000 Indian patent documents in ESPASnet. And if I click the first one, okay, so you see some bibliographic data, okay. And to show you the interest of bringing national documents into a worldwide context, look at what we have in terms of classification for that document. You see, we have an international classification that was allocated by the Indian Patent Office, but as this Indian patent document actually corresponds to a PCT application, there was, I assume, in that family, I mean, this Indian patent documents belongs to a patent family. One member of that family has been classified with the CPC, and automatically all the family members get the classification symbols given again by an EPO examiner. And you see here that we have a number of CPC classification symbols that are automatically allocated to this Indian patent document, which is extremely good in terms of searchability, of course, because if we use CPC symbols, we may find Indian patent documents in our result list. Again, thanks to the family concept. I can do that, for example, B01J. I can refine my search. I go back to the search form. I go at the bottom of the search mask, B01J. No, sorry. All right, I run the search. Okay, so we learn now that in this technical field, CPC B01J, we have 485 Indian patent documents. Okay? But that's not all. We are talking about bibliographic data, but we have something more. Let's select the first one in the list. All right. Have a look at what we have on the left-hand side. We also have the description in text format and below the claims. All right? So you all speak English, so you don't have to translate that, but for your information, imagine that in a search result list you have German patent documents or Chinese patent documents. You may appreciate to have this patent translate feature that allows you to translate. I mean, we have 32 languages in the list here. To finish, a last word again about ESPACEnet, and I think it will be a very good news on top of this very good news. It's about adding the full text in the search service of ESPACEnet. For the time being, in the worldwide database of ESPACEnet, we only have bibliographic data. Same principle in GPI. As of next year, we will start indexing the full text for a number of countries. I cannot tell you today when we will have implemented that and for which countries, but for sure, before the end of the next year, we will have indexed the full text of a number of countries, and that will give really some additional added value to ESPACEnet. Thank you very much.
So, thank you, Patrick. So, we had the opportunity for the last minutes to have a look at what the EPO is offering to all of you for free. We had the opportunity with all of our colleagues to find out what we could get out of the patent information. It's not an easy job. It's a technical job. It has some legal impacts. But if we do it correctly, you have had the opportunity to realize that it's a golden mine. I'm not going to ask any questions because I was told just a few seconds before that the wedding party is going to take place in a few seconds. So we're going to give back the floor to the nice lady who is introducing everything, and then we will finish with her words.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all the esteemed panelists for making this session very memorable and informed. Thank you all. Well, now it's time to give the token of thanks to all the panelists. I request Mr. Francois Regard Hernard to present the memento to Mr. Shubdeep Sarkar. Thank you, sir. And to Mr. Rakesh Prabhu. Thank you, sir. And to Mr. Patrick. Thank you, sir. And to Mr. Arvind Chopra. Now I request Dr. Gar to give away the memento to Mr. Hennard. Thank you, sir. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all had a very good evening. Yes? Yes? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, with this, now we come to the end of the third Indo-Europe Conference on building a sustainable IPR-ICT ecosystem for promoting innovation. I'm sure you all would have enjoyed listening to all the views shared with us by the distinguished speaker and panelist. I now request Mr. R.Y. Deshpande, Director Admin and Legal Head Admin, C-DAC Pune, to propose the vote of thanks.
Please bear with me for another 5-10 minutes. Well, distinguished dignitaries and delegates, it's my privilege to propose a vote of thanks. This has been really enriching and enlightening day for all of us. Steve Jobs said, innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower. I think it is IP that helps protect our innovation and help us maintain our positions as leaders. So today's conference basically was to equip us with the knowledge of IPR and help us surge ahead as leaders. Friends, with deep sense of gratitude, I am thankful and grateful to Mr. J.S. Deepak, Honorable Secretary, for his tele-inaugural address, Mr. Raymond Lutz for his special address, Mr. Nathan for his keynote address, and Mr. Paul as partner address. We cherish the active support and participation from DIT, so I'm especially thankful to Dr. Devashish Datta and Mrs. Geeta Katpalia for their support. The conference became lively and productive, and because of the wisdom, knowledge, expertise shared by all the expert speakers. So thanks are due to Mr. Santosh Mohanty, Mr. Kardam, Ms. Gabrielle, Ms. Sonia Cooper, Dr. Garg, for enlightening us on challenges and opportunities in building a sustainable global IPR ecosystem. Thanks are also due to Professor Khincha, Professor Chatterjee, Mr. Neeraj Gupta, Mr. Michael, Ms. Anne, who effectively presented before us IPR policy perspective for promoting innovation. ACP is one of the most debated and hottest topic